States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. The meeting will please come to order. We do have to post in accordance with chapter 551 of Texas Code, as known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall have 5 minutes. I don't see any members of the public. So we will go on to item number 1, which is the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes for June 27th. Special meeting.
Do we have a second?
Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 2, burn ban. No action, so we do not have a burn ban on. No action. Item 3, budget transfers and amendments. I don't believe we have any, is that correct? Happy days. Item number, no action. Item number 4 is to open bids for the county judicial county management software. How many did we get? 2. 2. All right. We will open those and then we will award at a little later time, I believe. It's the way we normally do it. Is that correct for this one?
They're going to score those companies.
Okay. What are the 2?
The 2 are LGS and Local Government Solutions and iDocket.
Okay. All right, you want to open them and
We can open them,
normally
or
we say what the bid is.
okay.
And then
And I don't know if there's going to be. Let's see.
Can I say something while she's opening that, Judge, just to make sure we're all clear? It says Frisco County Judicial County Management Software, but I see this as running the county, period, right? Not just on the judicial side, but just really across the board.
I kind of pulled that because I already had the law enforcement side and it was around the judicial part of it, is the way I saw it. It was the judicial section of it, that law enforcement's under equals.
Correct, and I'm not saying that the wording's necessarily wrong. All I'm saying is just to clarify for the commissioners, what I believe is LGS and iDocket would span the clerk's offices, would span my office, would span the judge's office.
It's pretty much district court, clerk, DA's office, county clerk's office, JPs are already, they're already.
JPs.
So it's really those
Absolutely.
3.
So it's more law enforcement involved, is what we're.
Well, it's more around the courts. The law enforcement's handled by E-Force, so that's already done and in place. So this is just the way I was seeing it was the judicial side of the system to tie to E-Force.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that, not saying the wording's wrong, but just to
No,
make
it's a
sure.
good discussion though.
Just
and
make sure we know that this, and I think we do know that this is
But it's not
running the county beyond the sheriff's office,
well,
essentially.
but that's
Well,
not.
no, because it's not auditor's office or our office or who
Well,
else? Treasurer's office?
Correct, not.
that's correct.
Those are not included because they don't have anything to do with,
Yes, ma'am.
the, law
Basically,
enforcement.
the
or-
data that law enforcement enters into E-Force can be translated so that
Yeah,
you guys can work together with it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm confused then, so are y'all use net data now?
We do, and so you do too, and we pay a special price for you.
So what are y'all going to, are y'all gonna continue using net data?
I mean, eventually we will switch.
I see.
We're not doing it at this moment.
Gotcha.
Their information flow through this process flow, they don't, I think there's one report that she gets out of the district court that they utilize, but they're kind of on their own, they're not relying on.
Understood. That helps me a lot.
Flow feed
That helps me a
information.
lot. Okay, appreciate that.
So I'm looking through this and I don't see like a one number. I don't see any numbers. I know they're in here, but this is a big book. So we probably just need to, I think he's got score sheets and they'll need to be scored.
let's have a motion to, to award a bid. We're gonna do it next week?
Yes.
Will we do it next week?
That's what our objective is, yes, ma'am.
Okay. We need a motion to award the bids on, July 17th.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. And then, Dane, and who will be looking, will you just be, scoring
Well, I'm gonna be
those?
pulling, working with each department head to, as we get the information to see, there's basically a scoring sheet that was in the proposal. So we'll be scoring the vendor based on, about 5 different line items, and then getting feedback from each respective department.
And-
But it'll be Karen, myself, and then each respective department head that will be included.
Thank you. That's for clarification. All right, we'll go to item number 5, to open bids for the medical insurance. The, our broker has sent out a notice to all persons that received requests for the RFPs, and they have extended the date until, where is that?
17.
No, they have, on this, yeah, they have to come in on Tuesday the 16th at 3 o'clock. And then we will open them the next day on the 17th. And then the next week on the 24th is when we will award.
Motion on that, Bill?
I don't know that there's any, it'll be on the next agenda, I don't know that there's any action on that. But everybody did get that notice. Item number 6, security cameras.
I think we need to table that until we actually receive the quote, is that correct?
The contract.
The contract.
Have a motion to table?
What did we do on time? We didn't know, we're not gonna have, we're gonna wait till on the 16th?
If you will look under that, number 5, there is an addendum,
Yeah, I got it.
and that,
Well,
okay,
Wait a
yes.
minute. Okay.
And, he sent that to each person that, has requested a packet saying that we have extended our, date and time, that they can provide that to us for Tuesday, the 16th at 3 o'clock. All right. And so we table that to the next meeting. Did we have a motion to table on the canvas?
No, not yet.
I'll make the motion.
All fair aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 7, Pitney Bowes lease agreement for the mail machine. Do you have anything to say about that for the new tax? Oh, no, that's the new tax office. So we are gonna get a mail machine for the tax office. Is that correct?
I haven't seen a contract or a lease. I've talked to Dan a minute about it, but I haven't seen anything on that.
I haven't either. They just put it on the agenda.
Right.
Do we
I
have
didn't.
one now?
No, they use ours now.
Come across the street and use that. What does one, how much one cost? How much does this one out here cost?
I haven't seen
I don't have
anything.
anything on it. All right, do we have a motion to table to next Wednesday?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor, aye. All right. Motion carries. Item number 8, to amend road use agreements. Brian and I have talked about that 90-day thing and how we might structure that, but I don't think we have an answer.
We do not yet, Judge.
Yeah, because, and I had a question about why did we use the 90 days, and that's because that's what's in the statute. So, do we have a motion to table that?
I'll make a motion to table.
Second.
I'll say.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. And same thing on the subdivisions. That's gonna be a long discussion, so let's table that to next.
Motion to table.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. We just put these on here so they would carry forward. We knew that we weren't gonna be ready for this time, but they will be for next time. Now, this item number 10 is one that we have discussed before, and it is the possibility of payroll, the direct deposit for everyone. Now, I know they're gonna request for who actually uses it, and we have one person in here that actually is not on direct deposit. What's your, I mean, you have.
I don't mind getting on direct deposit as my supplemental money, so it's always just come as a check that I can go deposit or cash. Right, it's not my main paycheck, that comes from the state.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
not necessarily, I don't want to say I've been lazy, because it just doesn't make me any difference with that money, whether it comes in check or direct deposit form. With that said, I've told Jeannie, and it shows you me not getting on it since I've spoken with her, but I don't mind getting on direct deposit. That's not a
My
problem.
deal is, what if somebody doesn't want to check it? There's people operate without one. That's, I mean.
Well, you know,
Of course, I mean, that's their right.
I don't fall in this category. I'm speaking in front of, speaking in front of the camera, maybe I want that money to be able to go to the bank and cash that money, right? It's not my main deposited money, and maybe,
But
I would want
not
that.
saying, I mean, you have to pay taxes on it and all that, nothing changes that. But Dane, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm not on direct deposit either, and the reason I'm not on direct deposit is my accounts are with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo shut down their branch office, obviously, here. They're on ATM machines, so banking, as far as like, it's just easier for me with checks and cash, and then until I decide to move away from Wells Fargo whenever they close down. Right now, everything's banking through an ATM machine down here. So I'm in the middle of trying to figure out which bank I'm gonna go to. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just my personal, where I'm at with it.
And for me, again, I've talked to Judge about this, it's just put on there so we can go back to the bank. That was one of their suggestions. We just want to go back to the bank and say we brought it before Commissioner's Court. This is the decision. And then that way they know that the county talked about it, tried to do anything on our end, so I'm good with whatever y'all decide. But since it did get brought up, I have had a couple, like Brian did come talk to me, got out a sheet. A couple part-time people have went ahead and went to direct deposit, so
Have one?
have come in and filled out and went direct deposit. So
Okay.
just the discussion took a couple people off the board.
How many people do we have on that list? 10. like I said, gonna have 9,
But
so
some
we'll
of
sign
them-
up to get direct deposits.
Some of
And
them have already filled out to have direct deposit,
Yeah,
so it's
one
less,
for sure, and then like I said, Brian come in and talked to
Yeah.
me, so.
so 8.
I mean, we're brainstorming out loud here, but you may want to wait another week or 2 and see if that number goes down and kind of see what you want to do from there, but I don't know. Don't know if you want to create a rule to.
I just can't see forcing it, that forces somebody to have a check again every day.
Oh, that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to force a direct deposit? Oh, yeah, no, I don't see that happening. I don't see why we do that.
Well, we've had some issues with people with checks that have been sent out, and, that is something that we talked to the bank about, and that would,
And I do have a
alleviate that
payroll
issue.
check next week that I'm gonna have to void, that just came in today, that they've lost their payroll check from 3 months ago, and we're having to void it and reissue a payroll check. So that does happen, that people that get checks were direct deposit, we wouldn't have that issue.
We send checks to vendors, right?
We do.
So, I mean, I wonder how many checks we send out as a county.
Well,
And
and
what
we discussed looking into maybe doing all of those HCA.
In all honesty, again, maybe speaking out of turn, obviously I'm in a talkative mood this morning apparently, but the risk of the 8 people not getting direct deposited versus the amount of checks we have going out as a county, where does that fall? Like, yes, everything being direct deposited would be better, and also maybe direct payments to bank account to bank account. I don't know how feasible that is with vendors. Feels like that's a lot of sweat equity by somebody to get all that set up. Just wonder.
Well, the liability of that, because, you know, if they don't think to change their bank account and then we pay, and we're set up automatically, we put that vendor in and that account number, and it automatically spools up into a certain account, and we push it, and then it doesn't go, or it goes, you know, it doesn't make it. So if it's not updated, you know, people are gonna change their bank accounts for their payroll
For sure.
checks, but not so much remember to do business.
Yes.
I'm not against it at all. If companies want to do it, I'm for it. It's
Well,
just,
the other thing I think that was something that came up was sometimes writing checks like to the election judges, and they wouldn't cash their checks, or it's kind of like you wanted to do cash, because before we had people getting their checks and they would never cash those, and so,
That
you
makes
know, it's
sense.
just a.
Yeah.
But anyway, we brought it up and we talked about it, and now you can tell the bank that no, they didn't want to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that in today's environment, I know everything's being pushed electronically, but I think there's probably more of a threat of getting electronically snapper than through a hard check in today's environment. It's just my personal opinion.
There's no motion on item 11, which is budget workshop. And you have a book which has a copy of the different departments that submitted their requests. And that's basically all we're going to do with that today, is to say, unless Dan has some new information about the income that we're going to have. Do you have anything new, Dan?
No, ma'am.
Not yet, no. Okay. I didn't think so, but I thought since you were here, I'm gonna ask, just in case.
That turned mine into a name.
We had something turned in, looked like last year's stuff. And Sharon, this ask you this, talking about that certificate pay, in the sheriff's department, are you going to just change the line item that says county salary supplement to say copy to put in your folders on that was, we didn't have one for the jail at the time. But we will do that and have it for you. As a matter of fact, if you'll just wait, as soon as we are out of court, we'll make it. Well, you have the whole thing, you can just put it in the book. If you want to put it in the book, actually, take it over there, we'll put holes in it for you. Do you want to look at those now and ask questions, or do you want to just wait and come back for the next week after you've studied it a little bit? Okay. The main things that we will be discussing next week is what we're going to do about salaries, if we're going to be doing any raises, and if it's going to be across the board, or adjustments, or whatever we're going to do with that. We could get that resolved pretty quick. That will surely help our budget.
But we need to know what our money is, so that'll be, when are we gonna know what our,
We won't know until probably the 26th or 27th or something, and then we have to file a proposed by the end of this month, which is always been a question. The estimate that you sent, went in about 6% higher.
That come from the appraisal district.
Okay, yeah. I
Honestly,
was
I
thinking
don't
everything
remember.
has to do with you. Yes, from the appraisal district, it showed that we had gone up just a little bit. And you should have a copy of that. If there are any special things that are going to be requested, I didn't really see anything. I haven't looked at this as sheriff's facilities, but I know we had a lot of different projects this last year. And probably the only big thing that I would think about was if we, and we'll know at the end of the month, if we are going to get the historical grant. You know, we talked about doing that in stages, so it wouldn't be the whole amount, but we'll know that before the end of the month. Anyone think of any other things? We've done a lot this year.
Yeah.
I don't know of anything for next year.
Yeah, Commissioner Court took care of most of our stuff last year. We didn't really have anything major this year. So ours is just, we had to go up on a couple of things, but that's about it.
Yeah.
On the, we voted to go out for bid on the roof of the DA's building.
Yes,
So
and
that-
I need to get with him to get those specs so we can get that out.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I got a little note right
That'll be
there.
our 2024's budget. Is that correct?
Some of these in here you can't read.
Are they too light? Well, would you get Hannah, is that the sheriff's department?
No, just look through, some JV, you can't tell what they've done.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a new form for them and write it on. I didn't realize that until we made copies this morning that,
Right, now, who's this
once
from?
they sent us, we couldn't read it. Once we made the copies, but we'll get those. In between, sometime between now and then.
Okay, all of that.
There were just a few on there too, I guess. I know I need to get one from Hannah, if she would bring me the original, because we can't read the copy that she sent. Well, we'll just use this one, let's see.
One of y'all got
You
the
see
original,
this,
I
when
just
you
gave
made,
it to one of y'all.
when you made the copy of it, it's too light.
Yeah, I just gave one of y'all the original.
Yeah, but when you look at it,
Think we should do it here?
it's page 29.
Good to me.
I think that's the original, yeah.
I can say good.
Yeah, I thought yours were beautiful, pretty clean.
Oh, sheriff's good, this is good.
Which one are you talking about, Andy?
Huh?
Which one are you talking about?
this pavement.
Let me see if I'll get you.
Some of the JV, Tim, you can't go on there.
Well, it's the sheriff's department, because it says incentives are here.
Oh, I didn't turn that in.
Somebody turned it into it, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I gave a long time ago when we were doing it, but I didn't turn that in just now. Oh, that had to be early on.
It may be one of these pages in here.
No, it's not, because I didn't turn that in.
In the one that you just handed him,
Yeah.
that's what he's talking about, it's in
It may
there.
be one
No,
of
that's
those.
not in there.
No, it's not it.
No, but you said the one that we need to use is in
Oh.
there.
Yeah, I think you got the original.
All right, we will put the holes in that and put it in the book.
Yeah, I think that's the original. It's just a copy of all that you already have. And that incentive pay, I'm not sure, on this incentive pay, I'm not sure,
I'll borrow that one.
this
Go
is
in
still
and
the
make
same.
copies and get the holes in
You
there.
know, we may have had a deputy or two go up on a certificate since that was given.
Chairman,
Stick it right there.
should we just take this page 29 here and just replace it with page 29 here? Is that just the same as this?
Yeah, see, the ones I don't fill out, normally,
No, but this right here is the same thing.
yeah, it should be, because it's the one I just did.
If there's another
I think
sheet
that
that
was
you
mine.
need, well then,
No, that's
give me the number.
incentive.
Well, that's all I had this time. I'm gonna take this and make holes for you. And then we can put them in the book.
But the incentive, that incentive pay
This
is.
says,
Now that I'm thinking about it, I have no idea how much.
this is, I did the right thing. But this is
That's
what I did.
why I said, so
It doesn't really matter because you can't show right. Yeah.
Away from the courthouse.
Dallas
Gotta have.
But did you see that? Did you see what I was talking about? No, Dallas County,
They floated down.
Dallas County, not Freestyle County.
No, this is basically the affidavit that's involved.
That was
Thinking is
before
you
me,
need
okay.
it too.
Okay. Well, I just saw it, I was like, yeah, that is right. But.
That's part of this process.
That'll go in that.
Bring them on.
Yeah, but it is.
Really, two, three, and four. Like, 19.
Well, I know I can't read it.
You could read whatever that was. You can read the number, I don't know what's going on.
Because if they don't, even if they get it during the year,
Right.
from my understanding, they have it.
No, you're right, you're right in what you're saying.
But we also need
Stage
to put that
doesn't
policy
take
too,
the
and I'll put that in there. It needs to
That's
stay,
not
not
such and
such
such
a
a
date,
date,
anything. You can use it by July 31st, because we're always, we gotta have budget done, turned in by mid-August. So, that's what I suggested.
With.
That way, whatever you have at this point,
Yeah.
you don't change it, you don't change the budget.
I thought it has one.
But I don't know what they're, I don't know what they're sitting at now, so we'll check it for a new sheet over.
Hey,
Okay,
so
so, but
they,
with the
they
drive,
called one of some.
I need to double check that.
Just say we're gonna
Call
But
us.
as a decision,
They
because
took it
back
in.
on the time,
And
we really find
and I,
a vendor that tried to improve it. I probably was over this whole scenario all on that data.
Sounds like.
When you come up again for new facility, I put in the letters with
Would you, did you email it to them?
Yep.
Would you, would you forward that over, so I can print it and start a file? That way I
Go back and look, way back when.
yeah.
I mean, I got the letter, I scanned it back.
Those things where, you know.
That way I can just start a file. So I'm not playing catch up, you know.
Yeah, I've got 23 file, I've got 24 file now. And none of it's things.
Yeah.
I mean,
Original contract somewhere, I had it all fine. What did it was renewing it, right? And I don't know if it's really what it says. That question, I only one is criminal, but it will.
That goes in the sheriff deal.
This is actually Joe. And this is Sheriff. And then there's some more back here. Go in different places. You got the special ones too. That you'll get in your. This is the letter. It shows what page it is.
That makes sense. I have for your heads out on that.
JP's 2, 3, and 4, we can't read that, I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another copy of that from him, because I couldn't read it either.
But if Jimmy's, his requested, you can't read.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey guys, this is Kendall.
That one, the only thing I could read was at the bottom of JP 2s to allow a full-time clerk to go to $25. I mean $15.
I'll see what you're talking about.
That is just showing you what our annual amount is gonna be that's due to the appraisal. And also has the salaries in there.
Just what we're looking at, Carlos is here with, Watkins, he's got a question about the bond.
Is
He
there,
probably needs to go to work.
yeah, is there a form or anything that I need so I can get that going, so we're not slowing that down? I know we're waiting on the,
Like that. Kind of weird, you would, sorry.
is there a form or anything that I need to get the bonds going, or just that road lease agreement, is that all I need?
I think so. Just the bond, you just furnished us the bond. Just bring it.
There's no form or anything from you guys that I need to fill out for that?
No.
No, they send it to us.
Okay.
They should be able to create a bond based off of the road use agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send them a copy of that road use agreement, they'll just send that to us, we don't have to.
Have you given us, road use agreements with the road numbers on top of each one of them individually?
Yeah, you got a copy, I gave you a copy. Road use agreement covers them all. One road use agreement for every, for the
So this is what the email's back.
Never seen a bond form.
That's why I was kind of confused too.
We've got the insurance companies requesting that we give him a bond form.
I think maybe did you send them the road use
Yes, ma'am.
agreement?
Yes, ma'am. And then they reply back with that email I just sent.
Okay.
I just showed
We've
him.
never had that question before, because generally you call the insurance company for how much you need,
Okay.
and then they do a bond.
We can give them a copy of the bond.
To us.
We've got plenty on file in the clerk's office to show what the bond looked like from other companies.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So that's just what they reply back after I.
Is that okay? Because I know y'all got them segregated in one file deal. If that'll help them.
Yeah, I mean, now I can give them something back, because that's what's they emailed me back. I was like, that's all
I
I
know
was
we need
saying.
a bond form.
Well, you know, the insurance agency, they have to go to their underwriter to get that bond. Yeah. Okay, do it, send it, we'll get you whatever you need.
Thank you.
They should have one form. You wanna go over to the clerk's office
Yeah, I'll wait.
and then just ask them for a copy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we still have to talk about, of course, the fire departments and, you know, some of those other departments, because we just normally done the same thing every time, but that'll be a discussion too. So think about those different departments and
Yeah, I didn't see, they're gonna pay in there for it?
for
Is there a page in there for all those fire?
700.
What?
Next to the back,
Yeah, close to the back.
next to the very back,
I'm missing it.
all the way back. All the way, turn back. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a puzzle.
It's past, it's past it right there.
it's like,
Like 3 sheets of paper from the back.
Oh, here we are, right here.
that's ambulances, isn't it? And there's that fire department.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
And ambulances, we don't have that on there. We normally do what we did the year before, or we do, if they come in, we do a different request.
And then, like the museums and all that.
Yes, and that's on 670. I don't remember what page it is, but turn back. See, this is 700, so go back to 670. It's pretty close to the back. Department is 670. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're all right here.
Okay.
And it shows right here what we did last year. Mhm. But until we have an estimate on what we're going to do on salaries,
Right.
we, that's the biggest part. We are having a budget this year, not a lot, but some amount, in case we have a capital, murder with relation to that, so we will be, budgeting some amount on that. It's gonna be toward the end of the year though, before that comes up.
Yeah, there's some unknown, me and Judge have talked, there's some unknowns right at the moment, so I think we're gonna look, I don't know exactly what number to suggest, but have some buffer in there potentially, if that were to come in this next budget.
And, yes.
Well, we-
Won't be any this year, but, the possibility for next year. Let's see, what else?
Are we paying up, we paid the insurance thing?
We do.
Have we paid that this year, or,
I don't know if we-
because one year we didn't.
That was the first year that
We
we
didn't pay, we
did.
were late and almost barely got in, so.
Yeah. No, they send us an invoice every year.
So how, when is that in this?
About August. It's about this time always that they.
So we'll do that
Yes.
next year?
Yes, we do it every year from now on, unless somebody wants to stop it.
No.
I think we've seen the plus of having that.
We can do that.
Move on to 12.
All right, we have number 12, our supplement. This to discuss accepting the resignation of the county treasurer effective August the 3rd. What do we want to accept it? Would you like to say anything?
I just, have appreciated the opportunity to work with the citizens of Freestone County. I appreciate everything they've done due to moving. My husband got a job transfer, and so we are gonna be moving to South Texas. And, so decision that was very hard for us. We put a lot of, we tried to see how it would go for a while of just him driving back and forth and trying to do that for a while, but it's come down to that, hate that it's happening, but I am gonna have to leave, and I wanted to give the Commissioners Court plenty of notice, so that they have an opportunity to get somebody in my place, and I do appreciate working with y'all, I appreciate working with all the elected officials, and I have enjoyed my time at Freestone County.
Well, thank you for your service to the citizens of Freestone County, and we will miss you.
Thank you.
We didn't turn her loose yet. We didn't turn her loose yet. Nobody made a motion.
So there you are.
True.
And I am willing to work with the court, however, so.
Make a motion, we set the resignation county treasurer effective August 3, 2024.
I say.
All in favor, aye. Motion carries.
On behalf of the sheriff's office, we appreciate you. We've always had a really, really good working relationship with you in our office, so we appreciate you for that.
All right, if there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
That motion.
Second.